Hello, Holistic Chamber of Commerce family. Welcome to today's member spotlight. I have with me Katie, and I apologize. I usually ask how to pronounce last name, so I hope this is right. Borowski?
Got it.
I got it. Okay, awesome. And today, Katie is going to talk to us about how to connect through the disconnection of technology. And I love this topic because I do think, in general, a lot of us are very overwhelmed by social media and the technology and constantly feeling the pressure of being on screen. So I think this is going to be a really great topic to chat about. A little bit about Katie. She's the co-owner of Vegas Yogi Magazine, which supports the expansion and connection of health conscious businesses among the community. The publication provides current and quality content and resources from yoga and holistic wellness experts in Las Vegas and beyond. Welcome, Katie.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Let's dive in. So just tell us all about Vegas Yogi.
All right, where to begin? It's really multifaceted, I guess you could say, how it came to be. I definitely saw a need in our community when I was out at our various events and when I'm out at classes and I'm talking to people. There's a lot of discussion about finding information online, health information that is current, it's accurate, finding class schedules and things like this. Just using the technology sometimes, like you said, can be really overwhelming or distracting. I know me, this happens to me. I get on my phone to go sign up for a class or look for a class, and there's like a little pop-up or a text message, and all of a sudden I'm doing something else and I'm like, why did I even get on the phone? And I forget what I'm doing. And so I saw it as a need. There's not a current resource like this in our city. There have been some publications in the past focused on this topic, but there was definitely a space that I saw, and the more that I got out to talking to people in the community and conducting some surveys, it was an overwhelming yes, like we want this, we need this. And also there's a backstory I'm not going to get into too much today, but it is absolutely a passion project that has been a long time in the making. And I've been a yoga teacher, member of the yoga community for a long time, and a writer, and just really passionate about sharing that information with people. So it was just a crossover, and there's other things too, how we got started, but that's a little bit of an intro.
So you're mostly a publication, or do you do other things as well?
Yeah, we are a print-based publication. We also will offer a digital version. We realize that's part of the world we live in today, and so that is an option, but we're really focused and most proud of being able to provide this print-based magazine to the community for free.
So talk about a little bit about this, like connecting through disconnecting. I mean, you titled this segment that for a reason.
Yeah. So for one thing, we're talking about our audience, which we talked about a little bit, being able to, so instead of being on their phone and we've got the distractions which we talked about, having a magazine, you get to hold it in your hands, sit down, take a break, have a really mindful experience, letting this good, healthy information kind of sink in and absorb, and just to enjoy that experience and have a break. And also when we're talking about our businesses that we want to, we're giving them a space to showcase their services in our publication. And so we're kind of keeping them in mind too, that this is a space for the consumers and their audience to pay more attention and be a little bit more thoughtful and aware about connecting with their service and the services that they provide and the benefits of those services. And instead of just going like, again, like I speak from experience, but with the pop-ups and the clicks, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy that and click, and then it's like, maybe it works, maybe I change my mind, maybe I don't follow through, but I think this is a really unique opportunity where we're really getting this specialized and focused content to the audience that is interested or is looking to feel better. And they're getting to sit down and just have a moment. It's maybe a different type of experience, like and maybe it's sitting on their coffee table, like, oh, I'm going to come back and look at this again and really think like, oh, before I make this purchase, like, yeah, this really makes sense for me. Like, this feels good. Like, I'm really going to go intentionally, go forward with this. So.
Yeah, well, I don't know about you or anybody else tuning in, but I know that when I'm reading something physical, it is a different experience. And the science shows us that too, that when we're holding something, reading a book, writing something down, the brain processes the information differently. So I do think there is a lot of value in taking the time, giving yourself that time to just sit and have a cup of tea, have a cuppa, and, read something and just be mindful and connected to it. So I really like that. You said that this was for maybe yoga studios, but also wellness practitioners. Can you kind of define that? Because some people watching this might be like, well, I do this, but I'm not really sure if, that's their targeted demographic.
Sure. Yeah. So we're absolutely, we're centered around yoga, and anybody who's practiced yoga knows that, we think of, or maybe some people think of yoga like it's our practice, it's our physical poses, we're going to the studio, but it's really a whole lifestyle. And so that expands to include everything. I mean, we're talking, healthy mind, body, soul, our mindful activities and our diet and our relationships and even our businesses and our work. And so even if you don't like yoga, haven't tried yoga, maybe you're interested in thinking about it, but there's definitely content for people who are just interested in having a healthier lifestyle, maybe more mindful. There's a lot of different ways that they can connect. Yeah.
And what if someone has like a product? Because I know a lot of people into yoga will use like essential oils, or they enjoy like crystal, jewelry and things like that. So you're basically saying like anything that someone who does yoga would be attracted to.
Absolutely. We're looking in our first issue, for example, talking about natural fabrics and the benefit of wearing natural fabrics. So we've been looking a lot, and that is a whole topic in itself, because there's clothing, there's bedding, there's yoga mats to take into consideration. So I'm very interested in finding those types of products that are aligned with our mission and our vision. Those natural types of healthy products that can also look like, and also we're also looking at products for your home. So maybe looking at your candles, and like you mentioned, essential oils, cleaning products, things that are made with natural materials. So yeah, it really can expand to a whole, like many different areas, and it's all connected.
Are people writing articles for this publication? Is it more advertising? What are their options?
Great question. Thank you. We have pretty balanced content. We do have a wonderful team that is very passionate about sharing their knowledge with the community. And we also have opportunities for sponsorship, for advertisers. You can write, so in advertising, you can write your information in the form of like an advertorial, tell us all about your product and yourself, or use the visuals like traditional that you see in a magazine with photos. But it's going to be a nice balance of both. To get us started, we have members of the community, professionals, of course, our yoga teachers, Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, chiropractors, financial planners. We're talking about relationships and recipes. We have a chef on board, somebody creating a recipe. So just all kinds of different areas and information, a little something for everybody.
Now it's called Vegas Yogi, so I'm guessing that the people you're looking for are local to your area and have some kind of physical practice there.
Not necessarily. We are absolutely, yes, focused on that, but me, for an example, I have worked with yoga teachers a long time on the East Coast. I'm originally from the East Coast, and they have their Zoom practice set up so that I can practice in the morning from like 4 to 6 a.m. because it's like 7 to 9 their time. But that's perfect for me because then I don't have to go rush out of the house, and I can be here at home, and it just helps my mornings on those days that I need it and I'm not able to get out to a class in the morning. So that's just one example, like how I personally have used, our teachers and distance to the benefit. I think there's a benefit to using a little bit of both. I need that in-person connection, and I want to support our local businesses absolutely first and foremost. But sometimes that out of state, or there's, that it's been a wonderful thing, being able to connect with people across the country, and just kind of use everything, like tying it all together. So I think it's all good.
I'm glad you said that. After, well, with COVID, of course, you have seen such a shift to providing classes online. And I found that even in my own community, when I'm teaching a class, some just prefer to be in the comfort of their own home for whatever reason. So it's like it doesn't even matter across time zones. But if you're looking for a practitioner that specializes, or even a yoga teacher that specializes in a certain form of yoga, you may not have that in your community. So I think that's a beautiful option. So really anybody who's listening to this that can provide services, through distance, might be worthwhile to have a conversation with Katie here just to see if her publication could be a good, marketing tool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's marketing, but it's also educational.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Vegas, oh my gosh, we have, why I started this publication. I mean, we have a huge variety. We have everything. I mean, we have every teacher and class, times for classes and the space and so much. And I'm so lucky to like be part of our community. And I want us to thrive. I think there's room for all of us to grow and thrive. And I mean, I'm saying that, and I feel like I'm involved. I'm well connected with different studios and teachers and everything. But all that being said, like this one particular time and, space and type of yoga does still help me out. Like even all that being said. So yeah. And I also wanted to note, like, if you're traveling, like that's been another, benefit. Like I love my home studio that, it's close to home. I know where it is, but even in Vegas, like if I'm going to be across the city one day, like, oh, I know where this person is now. And I know that they've got a class at this time. And that's just been something that I've learned through this, like this networking process and interviewing people and talking to people through the magazine, is there's just so many opportunities. And that goes for people like cross country or out of state too. My family is in Pennsylvania and Florida, and that's how I know these studios in Florida. And it's like, if I go back, I want to visit and, connect with some of these people that I've met virtually. And so just lots of opportunities. And that's another part of the magazine that I think is available and that I want to cultivate, is just that expansion and networking for everybody.
It sounds like a great publication. It's also a good conversation too about the value of, print and being mindful, and just being more mindful of what is in your community and maybe what is outside of your community that you can take advantage of because the times work better for you or whatnot. We have Heather tuning in. She's enjoying the conversation. So thanks, Heather, for popping in and joining us today.
Hi, Heather.
All right. So, Katie, if someone wants to connect with you because they're like, oh, this sounds really, good. I'd like to have a conversation with you. Where would you like them to go?
So vegasyogi.com is our website. We currently have a link that you can click to fill out a survey to enter your contact information, and if you want to be contacted. And I'm also going to put up a link that if you'd like to go right ahead and schedule a free 15-minute call, just so we can get to know each other, introduce ourselves. And we're also on Instagram and Facebook, so whatever's convenient. But if I have to pick one, we'll start there.
Wonderful. All right. So before we end today, is there any last minute, anything that you'd like to share with the viewers today? Besides, call me, come be part of our publication.
I think we talked about most everything that I wanted to say. We are offering a deal right now for people to get locked into a rate, because we know that printing costs can increase every 30 days. And for people who are signing up within the next month, which is during August of 2024, they can sign up and get that rate locked in for as long as they're a member with us. So even as we continue to grow and expand, they will get that current rate. So if you're thinking about it, it might be something to take advantage of now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Katie, for joining us today and for sharing your valuable resource with everybody. Thank you for those that are tuning in, and go to the vegasyogi.com website, learn more. Even if you don't want to participate, you can still read it.
Absolutely. Yes. We'd love
to be a subscriber.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Thank you.